Okay, what's going on everybody? Mando Trading here, and in this video I'm going to recap a trade I took earlier today on March 20th prior to FOMC. I had a few people ask me about it, so I figured I'd just do a quick video because I did have it recorded. I apologize in advance. I record most of my trades off my phone. I don't know if it's just from before I had the nice computer setup and everything, but I like doing it on the phone for whatever reason, so it does look a little tighter, so I do apologize for that. But before I get into this, please subscribe to the channel. Would appreciate it. Drop a like on this video as well. Comment if you learned something new from what I'm about to go through. This is only about 6 minutes, so it's nothing crazy, but it was a nice trade. Really didn't have high expectations on an FOMC day prior to the data drop, but you know, as I said earlier in the day to the group, was only if I see a layup, and to me this was a layup. So you know, at this point here, I haven't really shown this all that much to anybody. This is kind of the introduction. I got to come up with a clever name for this model in itself. So you know how if you were to watch any of my old videos regarding how I use my Mando model, you know, I always say about 90% of the trades, and ironically, you know, I think it's more towards like 80 now. I've been using this quite a bit, and it's pretty accurate and pretty successful. I don't know, I don't have the numbers, so I can't say this with certainty, but I'm not so sure this is more accurate than the Mando model. But this is a great way to play with, you know, in addition to, I guess you could say, to the Mando model, because this is almost the inverse Mando model in a sense. So I'll show you right now, but let's get it going here. So you're going to notice right now I am starting out on the 1 minute time frame. If there's no 5 minute imbalance formed, I typically do end up going over towards the 1 minute. I'm not crazy about it, but in between this 10 to 11 hour, that's our AM silver bullet, and that's where I'm looking for an imbalance to get tested for a run of at least 20 points, and we get that here. So you'll take a look right here, and you'll notice that little green box that I just threw on. That was really where I was looking to, but I wanted the candle to show me that it was actually going to respect that, which it did, and that's why my entry is a little poor in this. But I wanted that little extra layer of confirmation, knowing that I did have 3 contracts, and in reality, you'll see how my stop loss is down at that 250, but it would be below the wick of that candle that got into that imbalance. So that was the imbalance I was looking towards as my silver bullet entry there. So you'll notice a lot of chop in here, and we don't really have an imbalance to play off of, right? We do have a volume imbalance here that has been respected thus far, but I was looking for it just to be a little bit more precise. Now, inside here, we do have a 5 minute bearish fair value gap because we did float over to the 5 minute time frame, and we got into it about 5 times. And to me, after seeing that imbalance get tagged inside our silver bullet time frame, I felt pretty good about going long at that point and looking for higher prices. Now, you're going to notice that my range that I have mapped right here is actually a bearish range, right? You'll notice the high is all the way up there from that AM high down to the low, and where did we bounce? Midnight. But that was down at 18,245. So really what I'm looking for in this situation is for us to get into a discount imbalance so I can perform the Mando model to the downside, right? And oftentimes, if I'm to nail this, I don't really even look to trade the Mando model in that situation. I'll be happy with my gain here, and you'll notice right now we are breaking above that bearish fair value gap. Why would I not try to short that 5 minute bearish fair value gap right over here? And that's simply because it's in premium of your bearish range, right? Discount is above that 50%, premium is below, so I'm not looking for that to do much of anything other than cause a little bit of a speed bump, which it did, right? But there it goes, there's our rocket, and we're going to be approaching 50% here and getting into that bearish fair value gap here on the 5 minute coming up here shortly. Now, really, you'll notice that I actually do cut this prior to getting to the limit order that I have set up there, but I just wanted to see it get into the bearish fair value gap there, and you're also going to notice where I cut it and the reason why I cut it, but we'll get to that in a sec. So you'll notice here I'm still in the 1 minute, and you're going to see how I'm actively managing this, dragging my stop loss now in profit. So it is a free trade. Even if this all goes bad, I'm still making some money in this. 2 points times, say, it's really 6, so that it would have been annoying, but I wanted to let it play out. We were in the middle of forming what would be a 5-minute bullish fair value gap here. So I'm letting this play out. That level right up below 50% there is a new week open gap. But you'll see how aggressive I am when we do get to that 50% level there, which will come shortly here. Anyways, so if we look left, right up in this area here, you're going to notice high, low, higher, high. So this is actually, I know it's a small sample size with it being on the 5 minute, but this is a bearish breaker here on the 5 minute time frame. Okay, so that's why I was a little weary when we did end up getting closer to my target. You'll see it in a second when it gets up there. We're almost through. But I just wanted to see this fair value gap left open. And in reality, I know I have my stop set where I do, but if we were not to create this 5 minute fair value gap, I would have been a little annoyed. But hold on, let me pause this for a sec, okay? You see this? We gapped up on this 5 minute candle, okay? So that is a bullish volume imbalance showing you urgency to move higher, okay? So despite this move down early in the candle, I'm not all that worried because I know that we gapped up on this 5 minute chart, and that level, if we were to close with a up close candle, would act as a support level moving forward. So let's continue here. But so right now that 5 minute fair value gap is in the midst of being created. We have that bullish volume imbalance from this 5 minute gap higher. So really there's no doubt in my mind that we're at least getting to 50%, which is 18,290.25. You know, the hardest part about this really is not identifying the trade or anything like that, but looking to not being too tight with where your stop loss is going to be at this time. That's the hardest part about managing this, because I'm not looking for a run on highs up there at 18,334 because we have a bearish structure. I'm looking to play the retracement into 50%, and I'm going to come up with a name with this. If anybody has any suggestions, throw them out there, but I want it to be something because this is a very viable model, right? If I was just to play my model, that move, this move that I'm currently making bank on, it's not possible. So once I got to 50%, you're going to notice I dropped down to the 1 minute time frame. I'm dropping down to this 1 minute time frame. The main reason here is, where does the trade go bad? Or where do I think if we lose X level, I think we're going to go a little farther down. And at that point, I'd rather just re-enter later and secure my win. And here it is. Below that green candle, the one that I have identified, that's a bullish order block. I know it's on the 1 minute, but still. Below that, I think we could have dropped, you know, whatever it was, another 10 odd points. So here we go, getting deeper into that fair value gap, and you're getting into that bearish breaker here on the 5 minute time frame. And there's the little screenshot that I took, and there it is. I'm getting ready. Position is closed, and I win. Okay. If you're to go back again, this is right around 10 o'clock. Look what happened right after this. Okay, so there are situations where sometimes I'm wrong and I cut it a little too early, and you know I'm not going to fight over a couple of points. But in this situation here, you'll notice. I want you to go back. That's your homework. Go back and look and see what happened after this, because this is a perfect bearish Mando model to the downside. So if I was greedy, and maybe if it was an FOMC day, I probably would have just flipped it, shorted it. Probably not with the same amount of contracts I took on the ride higher, but I would have, I could have at least just taken it off. I took a trade later on in the day today where I traded a bearish 1 minute MM, and it worked fine. So ultimately, if you're taking anything away from this, my model is on YouTube. This model that I'm showing here, again, I haven't made a video on it. I got to get a name for it, but I will post that when I get a chance. But extremely effective, a great way to play ranges, because really everything deals in ranges, and if we can master that, you know, I think trading becomes a lot more straightforward, and you don't have to rely on, oh, where is it going? up or down, you're not really going to be fighting that as much. Of course, you're going to be wrong here and there, but it's more so going to be about your execution and how you're performing on these trades individually. And that's really, to me, the next step. I'm not worrying about, oh, do I think it's going up? Do I think it's going down? Or, okay, I have a real good feeling it's going X. I just need to execute. And, again, you're going to lose. It's part of the game. But how can you do that at a high clip? How can you find and identify higher probability trades? Well, to me, find setups that occur every single day on any chart, any time frame, and be able to repeat them. And that's what I do here with my model and model X that I have not yet released. So that's that. I just wanted to do a quick rundown on that. But again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube here. I just got partnered with them, so I'm going to be having some, there's going to be a subscription thing, and that's where I'm going to put all my unreleased videos for those of you who want to join and watch those. So that's all I have. Good luck, keep learning, and I will talk to you all soon.